Hey everyone, it's Austin and welcome back to the channel. It's day 214 on my journey to 2000 where I'll be posting about chess every day until I get there. So if you want to be a part of the journey, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to support the channel, liking and commenting helps a lot. And with that being said, let's get into today's game. All right, and into the 10-minute pool we go. After yesterday's loss and 2 wins, we're at 1835. So we got white against 1768, serious players only. We're going to go for the London system. So I prefer not to transpose into the Benoni. I prefer to just play e3, and if they capture, recapturing with the e-pawn. And just playing kind of a normal game here. So here, this is technically the best move, I'm pretty sure. Takes here. And then it's just a forced draw. Okay, so he doesn't want to go for the line that's forcing a draw. And that's indicative of him playing this move and not letting me play bishop or knight b5. So I think taking isn't great. Kind of alleviates all of the center control for me. So I think I'm gonna do this. Again, capturing, I'm gonna capture back with the e-pawn. Yep. Very well. Let's go here. Super common. We're gonna break the pin. He's attacking the pawn twice now. So technically, if I castle, he can take, and take. So let's go ahead and defend that pawn from the bad guy. And then I think on the next move, we'll castle. So knight e5 is kind of a tricky move, because if takes and recaptures with the pawn, the queen and the knight are hit. So that's definitely something that I'm looking at here. So if I go knight e5, bishop e2, queen e2, knight e5, pawn e5, bishop e5. Nah, I'm bugging because the queen's hanging. Knight e5, bishop e2, queen e2. No matter what takes. Yeah, I think that this is a good move. What if he just moves the bishop? Knight e5, bishop back. It's just the bishop's hanging. So what does he do after we recapture? Does he have this? Yeah, he does. Man, that's tough. I don't like that. Starting to try to look for other ideas. What if I take with the knight? That looks good. That way the pawn is still defended. Bishop can't take because the queen and the knight are hanging. Knight can't take because it's a fork and the queen is hanging. So let's go here. And if this, if this. And the main idea is that we're attacking the bishop right now. So he has to do something. I forgot to calculate something. No, I didn't. Okay. So if he just castles, you know, we're picking this off. I think he has to go here. In which case, this move might be good. I know that this move doesn't lose, but I don't know what my plan is after this. If that makes sense. I do think that this is probably his best move. And then I might play it like a stone wall, but now this bishop sucks. So if he goes here, you know, what am I really playing? Would love to get this activated. I imagine he's going to be thinking for a while. Yeah. So knight takes. Three attackers, one defender. I mean, I think f4 is kind of my only option, to be honest. Maybe the bishop can come this way. Sorry, I'm clicking again. Okay. Don't hate that move from my opponent. Trying to think about the best way to disrupt it. So first of all, it's not hitting anything. That's important to see first. This kind of an idea might be good. Really kind of hard to say. My mind is kind of empty at the moment, is the problem. I think just queen here, go knight here. Just play solid. But at any point this pawn gets threatened again, you know, we can always reinforce with c3. Very strong for a 1770. Very, very strong. I don't know, maybe I'm missing a cajillion things, but Feels pretty solid so far. If he goes here, I actually can't go knight f3, which is very unfortunate, because then this pawn would hang. Wow. So that hits this, this, and if I go here, he can come in here. Right? That's the idea. So if I go here, it doesn't fix all the problems. Now does it? I think this is really important to play, potentially. This here, he's hitting this, 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 this. So I should be able to just come back, hitting the knight. And then the knight can't get out anywhere. So if I go here and he takes, then I think we don't really care, because his knight is trapped because I just go here. I think that's the idea. Here, here, there, I'm always happy to play that. My knight on e2 is very awkward. So this is not one that I expected. I can go here though, hitting the knight. The knight has no way out, so he's pretty much committing to taking that bishop. Which this is fine. But we're starting to get down to an endgame, and I'm down a minute on the clock. And I'm nowhere near any kind of a knockout or anything crazy like that. So let's try to trade that knight. And I suppose try to build a bit of an attack with the very few pieces that I do have. Although I'm not terribly convinced. So, if he doesn't take, what does he play? This, I go here. This, I think is kind of the right idea. Well, I mean his pawn's hanging, so he basically has to take or like go back. Like retreat his knight somewhere or take. So I think retreating his knight would be kind of a weird move. I think I would just play this. Well, maybe I'd play this first. Well, if I go here, here. No, that still looks pretty good for me. So I think I can play this right away. What he takes. And now he goes here. And I know that my pawn is hanging, so we'll be cognizant of that. I'm not going to hang it. And then the other rook comes here, and we put pressure on this backward pawn. Can double up here. I do think that doubling up is the correct idea. How can my knight get into it? Gotta start thinking long term for that. Anything happening on the queen side, I can play a3 and the rook defends the b pawn. Queen here can go here for this kind of an idea. Think this. We're also preventing this move very heavily at the moment. Yeah, so I like his idea. If I go here, though, he closes, makes it a permanent weakness. And he can basically never push this pawn if he goes f5. And then I am immediately going to transfer my attention to this pawn. And he's down to a minute. Wow. Really? Check. Can I push? Not even close. Not even close. Always repeat. Start throwing this pawn. I don't think this works, but I kind of, like, have no time. My king is about to go for a ride. Did I just get mated? I think I did. Wait, what? Where's my move? Wow, yeah, I just got mated. Oh man, I want to punch myself in the face so hard right now. I mean, he played a perfect game. He played a 90%. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do when that happens. Yeah, this was just a blunder. I mean, we knew it was a blunder. Stupid. Absolutely stupid as shit. So just this right away. Okay. What about just like takes? We're taking the bishop. Knight takes. Yeah, okay, fair enough. F4 isn't an accuracy. Just taking, not having to worry about it would have been more solid, and then we just play. Well, we have to defend the pawn first, so G3, but he's still slightly better. Here I didn't really have a plan. Yeah. Alright, we'll play another one. I mean, whatever, dude. 1768. That was crazy. Alright, we're gonna try to play some prep here. Jobava type stuff. Yeah, so this is all prep. Now we take. Now we go here, here, castle. If he goes here, we have to go here first to prevent E5. Pretty crazy that this is all prep, isn't it? Not bad, not bad. Okay, so let's castle. So, I mean, he's never really playing this move because it's defended by a quadrillion pieces. If I go here, here, takes. Yeah, I mean, we're just fine. No additional pieces can pin anything. So the question is now what is the idea? Like, how do you take this position and win? I have this idea. Can't fault that. I don't want to play this and give him the opportunity to take, and then he ends up having this. I don't want him to get rid of that weakness. Now we can do it. This feels more comfy. Double rooks. Don't forget we're hitting a pawn. Gotta look out for this F pawn sometimes. So this just hits two things. Plain and simple. but we don't really want to take that pawn. I think we're better off trying to swing this over. Just realized he has this move. No, he doesn't. I'm playing way too fast because that first game kind of annoyed me, but I mean, that's just kind of classic Austin, isn't it? Okay, so this move threatens checkmate in addition to defends the checkmate on my own king. But I'm wondering if I should play this instead. So that way this is still a good threat to make. That looks pretty good to me. I'd really rather have this rook here. And having my rook on f1, I can have ideas of like f4 and stuff. Really should have calculated that more, but... How many times can you say that in one session? I think I've said it plenty of times. Yeah, so I can just play this. This I think I can actually sack for mate. Yeah, I can. Here, I can just take with the bishop if he takes, check here, and mate. After queen blocks, obviously. Yeah, so I'm really not sure what he's going to play here. I think he might play king h6. Or sorry, queen h6. If he plays h6, then I think just this. Whoa. So I don't want to trade queens, obviously. And I don't want to just go back, so I'm thinking about this move to swing my rook over on the next move. So if I go here, what does he play? Yeah, I mean, this just seems like so good. Have the potential to triple up on the bubble up. Rook coming in to attack. It might sound crazy, but I think his best move might be g6. So that way, when this move comes... No, I mean, he can probably just move the queen. Okay, but I don't agree with that move at all. Like, not even a little bit. Because now this pawn will be lost. I'm getting pretty cold. So let's take it. Obviously, that was the point. King should obviously go towards the center here. I can already force a queen trade. But I don't think that that is necessarily a good thing. As a matter of fact, I think it's a very bad thing. I can come back. I can play this. If I play this, what does he do? I like this move. Eyeing up this pawn a little bit. Setting up this potentially. Like the idea of doing something like this. Okay. So he does that. I can just do this. Have a silly little repeat-see. Always repeat once. And then I think my bishop should just come back, maybe. This move can force a trade of rooks. I think trading a single pair of rooks might be good. We're only up a pawn, so it's not like we're, you know, crushing or anything. Ah, something does not seem right about that. Something just does not seem right. I feel like I have to do something here, right? I can't play this, he just takes. I don't know what to play. I'm gonna try to make his queen move, so then maybe I can play this move. I think that is very valid. I think this is an option. This I'm taking, then taking. Here, this isn't an option. If I go here and he just defends, though. Then I go here, so if this, we do this with check. Yeah, that seems pretty good. And then we'd immediately have to create a loft to avoid back rank stuff. Hold up, I don't think I calculated that well. No, what was that? Alright, we're still here. Alright, well I think 2 pawns is too much. So let's do this. You'll have to forgive my freak out there for a second. So I think I can just do this and avoid that pawn being weak. Come in with this idea. Now it's going to be hard for my rook to get out though. I kind of just freaked out because of the closed browser situation. I really need to trade a pair of rooks now. If I can do that, then I'm like, just no problems. He's probably trying to calculate this. I don't think that's a good move. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if we have a passed pawn, we should probably push it, right? Here, 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 here is the problem. But I think that and if he attacks, I can just go here. Like with either rook, I can just defend with the pawn. I like my rook where it is, pinning the bishop. Since he walked into that pin, I want to take advantage of that. Got the other pawns coming with me. I mean, what's your plan? Let's not play too fast. Takes here. Just win. Does he have any? If he takes this, I mean, just come back. I mean, just take. I don't know what I'm missing here. The weakest pawn can always be defended by this rook and the king. King's cut off. His pawns on the queen side are so far away. Let's start bringing the king, I think. He might try to do this. Let's just push this now to try to help prevent this. Yeah, I mean, I have two connected passed pawns. Can just go here and win this pawn, so king can't step this way because this drops. So here, here, here. Just defend everything. and he's gonna run out of time. So, it's a little bit tricky. It's just a trade of pawns, though. So I think I'm good with it. Especially because it's not really just a trade of pawns. It's a trade of everything. And now, takes... He's technically in the box. So there's just no reason to allow that. So let's just go here. He's going to start trying to give checks from behind. But we're just going to push our pawns. We're going to get our king in front of the pawns and just push them. Yeah, so I mean, it's completely winning even if he doesn't run out of time there. I was thinking about just sacking the rook there, but I didn't need to, so I didn't. See, now I had to play an 88 to win that game. So yeah, this is all prep. I couldn't remember when to take. So you can see here we're already at +1. So this is part of the new opening course that I've been learning. So this is helpful. Going for this right away with the backwards battery. So what's his best move? Queen h6, defending, which he had that idea, but then we just start to rook lift. Rook e7, probably trying to defend the pawn laterally. e5 now. That's a little sketch. Knight takes is best. Knight takes. Rook takes. Okay, that's interesting. Rook takes. Pawn takes. We have a passed pawn on the e-file, and I guess that is what our play begins to shift towards. g6. I'm guessing rook e1. Rook e1's the second best move. g3 here. No, I would probably play this. Okay, sure. 95 is an inaccuracy. Going for a queen trade apparently is better. I'm definitely not going to do that. Yeah, boom. Rook f1, best move. Queen h5, great move. So just taking was better and going for this endgame where he has weak pawns. Rook e5. Wow, bishop d1. Rook c8. For real? Yeah, I mean, any move makes more sense than rook c8. f4? I mean, why? I don't understand. We're trying to restrict the e-pawn, I guess. Yeah, that's definitely the idea. Now c5. Now bishop g4, just winning that pawn. D takes first, potentially better. Now bishop g4. Rook f6. I think rook f6 is the more realistic move to play here. Just defending everything. We play b3 to get rid of our weakness, which is probably what we would have played if he goes here. Yeah, just b3. If he goes here, we push. Pretty straightforward ideas. a5 to prevent the push. And then, you know, we're just winning this pawn, so it's fine. But c4 is coming. And because we can't push, we should probably take. Yeah, that's the best move. And then we got a pawn hanging on the edge of the board. Okay, interesting line. But none of that happened. I knew that this was a mistake, and I knew that rook h3 was immediately a good way to play. So we did have f4 here. What if takes? Rook takes. Queen takes. And I guess the check is just... No, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, I'm actually just... Yeah, lacking brain cells. So we had f4 the whole time that the king was on the f-file for that reason, which makes a lot of sense. I'm glad that I found a move here, because I really just didn't know what to play. And then he made it easy by letting me trade queens, and then it's just, I find it very hard to come up with a plan in an endgame when you know that you're winning, like you're up 2 pawns, but then like how do you win? So I'm gonna try to explain it. I think that the easiest way to actually win a game when you're up, when you have an advantage, you know, it depends on what kind of advantage you have. So let's narrow it down to what I had in this game. I had the advantage where I'm up 2 pawns. Step 1 is, and it varies based on what type of 2 pawns that you're up. You need to look at the position and see right here. What are my 2 pawns? Oh, they're 2 outside connected passed pawns. So my most expedient modality for winning this game is going to be making a queen. These 2 pawns are unimpeded, and they need to be pushed. That is what the position demands. And then, you know, he tried to hang on to some pieces, and then that was best. Hi, Vincent. Hi. He's reaching for me. He wants to say hi so bad. Yeah, so it's going to be a different situation if you're up 2 pawns where neither of them are passed pawns. It's going to be different if you're up a piece. It's going to be different if you're up a queen. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to evaluate the position and say what ideas are good for you in order to win the game. And think about it through this lens. Some of your options are going to be pushing pawns, trying to force trades as hard as you can. I mean, in general, if you're up a lot of material, I would say if you're up a pawn, chances are that like trades are okay. They might not be the best. There could be a situation where you make a trade and you end up like throwing away your advantage. But if you're up 2 pawns, chances are all trades are pretty good. And more material than that, obviously. So that's always something to keep in the back of your mind. But you can start trying to push pawns the same way that you would in like a complete king and pawn endgame, or you can try to checkmate the enemy king. And even if you're trying to checkmate the enemy king, it may be a situation where, okay, it doesn't lead to checkmate, but the attack leads to you winning a 3rd pawn. And then you just trade all the pieces and win the game. So like, you just got to have all these tools in your tool belt to be able to evaluate and see what makes sense when. And my cat is so unbelievably desperate. I would pick you up, but I have dress clothes on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So this was best. This push versus this push, because this allows you, if you check from behind, to actually get in front of the pawns, versus if you do this, it's just kind of like more awkward to move forward. You have to get on this H file. I mean, still completely winning, but it's just less accurate. Anyway, yeah, let's take a look at that first game again. You guys know I like to do this when I lose, and then... So this is only good. I had this move. Sorry, my cat is so annoying right now. So freaking desperate for attention. If he takes, then we have knight a4. Then if he plays queen a3, then we play c3 where the knight defends this, the queen defends that, and that is like, that's a lot, dog. This is only plus 0.5. Okay, whatever. This equalizes. Knight a4 is always an idea when the queen is on b6. We already looked at knight into the center. So at least I correctly evaluated this move. Taking makes sense. f4 is a very committal move. And it kind of allowed me to get flustered. I mean, it ended up working out fine for me. This is a situation where I know better than this. I have 1:47, he has 37 seconds. There is no reason at all to play a move that you know is not very good. Like, I knew that this was bad, but I was trying to put pressure on his clock, and I was worried about my own clock. I mean, I spent 40 seconds on that move. Probably should have just done this. I mean, this isn't an accuracy, but it defends this pawn, and it gets the queen out of the way of that. He plays e5. You know, whatever, at that point. We play f takes. He plays f takes. I would probably take here, which is just a complete blunder because of this check. Oh my god, and our queen is hanging. Our queen is hanging here too. You can just take it. Anyway. So maybe not that. A little bit of... Rook f1 is a weird move. I don't know what I would play, but the point is, like... I should know better than this. I just kind of freaked out in time pressure. It's been a while since I've done that. Most of my games I've been playing too fast, so I haven't been getting into time trouble. But what a terrible feeling that is to remember. Anyway, if you made it this far into the video, oh my god, it's 51 minutes. That's crazy, y'all. I didn't even look at the clock once until now. That's how like long those games went. Well, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.